Welcome to this ICF Slalom podcast episode, part of the series running until the Paris 2024 Games. We bring you the inside stories from around the globe from the people who make canoe slalom so special. Here's your host, John Gregory.
Thanks for joining me for the latest podcast episode of the 2024 Olympic year. We look back at the first three back-to-back World Cup races, the last one in Krakow. New records were made. Today we have contributions from Joe Clarke from Great Britain, Martin Dougoud from Switzerland, Noemie Fox from Australia. First in the classic slalom, world number one, Jessica Fox started first with K1 with an immaculate 93.49 clear run in the final in Krakow. World Cup win number 49. 24 hours later, after fastest in the heat, semi-final and faster again despite a touch in the final, she took C1 gold. World Cup win number 50. Still hungry and clearly on form, Jess battled through to also take the kayak cross win. World Cup win number 51. For me, more than the stats, and after her comments from Augsburg, Jess has proven not only can you race across three categories in one event, but you can win them all. Let's start today with men's kayak Rio Olympic champion Joe Clarke from Great Britain, who is on a mission. Similar to Europeans and Augsburg, he was fastest in the heat. He took gold in Krakow with the fastest clear run of the weekend.
Yeah, it was great to show some form in Krakow. It's been quite a frustrating season in some ways, having won the qualifications, or what would be the qualifications at the European Champs on that first run, and then not delivering in the final. And then in Augsburg, again, winning the qualification and then not making the final. It was quite frustrating because I know the pace is there, so it just wasn't coming out at the right times or coming out in the wrong ways and picking up penalties and stuff. So it was good to get out to Krakow. I took a weekend at home whilst the Prague racing was on because I couldn't race the kayak cross. So I had a nice weekend at home with the family, recharged the batteries, then flew out to Krakow on the Monday and just felt re-energised and ready to go again, which was nice. And then, like you say, to win the qualifications, finish fourth in the semi and then win the final was a great booster ahead of the games. I know the pace is there, so that's good. It was just getting out in a competition, which obviously is a huge booster ahead of the games. So yeah, lots of positives. Things are hopefully pointing in the right direction. We've got a month now, roughly. I'm currently in Paris on a training camp, just getting used to the changes on the course and the intricacies of the little bits and bobs that are hard to replicate back at Lee Valley. So that's great. Things are going well here, and looking forward to the big event. Meanwhile, kayak cross is going pretty well, I'd suggest. I mean, the Euros win was huge for me. Really enjoyed the course and a lot of challenges through the quarters and the heats even. Like I got pushed in many different ways that I haven't before, which is good to test the skill set that I've been working on over the winter and to see how that fared up against a strong international field. And then on to Augsburg, was a good time trial. Winning the time trial by a significant margin is always a confidence booster. And then, a bit of a fault on gate 5, unfortunately, which quite a lot of the guys come unstuck on. But again, learning, moving forward to the big one and trying to just take knowledge and gain information ahead of the games, because that, for me, is the biggest one this season. And that's where all the focus and the training is leading towards right now. I'm out in Paris now until the 5th of July. We head home for 2 weeks-ish and then come back on the 19th to represent Team GB. So that'll be all kitted out, all looking the same under that kind of Team GB umbrella, which is really exciting for us as a small sport of canoe slalom to join that wider team and to represent Great Britain is massive as well. So exciting times ahead, very much looking forward to that. But yeah, just taking one day at a time at the moment, because with only just over a month to go until the medals start to be won in the K1, time can go very quickly. So let's not wish time away right now. This is a great period and an honour to be competing for Team GB.
That was Joe Clarke, winner of the K1 men in Krakow. He will be representing Great Britain in Paris. He talked to us from Paris, France. Next, Martin Dougoud is one of a group of Swiss paddlers who are coming to dominate some of the kayak cross discipline.
About slalom in the 3 World Cups, I felt good on the water these 3 weeks. I have done some good runs, not medals, but one good semi-final and final, and I can feel that I have still the speed and still the capacity to put some good runs. So yeah, I feel quite confident in slalom for the games, and I'm looking forward to be on the start line, to be honest, and to really enjoy the moment. About slalom cross, I raced only Augsburg and Krakow because I was not allowed to race Prague because it was like another race for the spot. We didn't get the other spot for the Swiss team, unfortunately. But in Augsburg, I just made a big mistake, so I took the wrong decision. So it cost me to be more confident. But in Krakow, I was like really focused on myself, just catching the gates and pushing the other athletes if I have to, and just fighting for the wins or to be at least in the top 2 and just step by step, next run and next run and next run. So I'm quite happy with this, and but in cross we never know. But I feel good, And for the last race in Krakow, so in slalom I felt good on the water. In qualification I was good, and in the semi-final I just wanted to push more, to push hard. So it didn't work. So at least I know that I don't have to push that much. And in kayak cross, I just felt good in the morning. I really wanted to be good and really wanted to push to give 100% I can. So it works, obviously, but in kayak cross, we never know. It's like sometimes game of luck, but I feel quite good with the gates also in kayak cross, and this is good. For the next months, it's gonna be like quite busy, of course. Just not this week. I will have like a week off, not touching my boat at all, just chilling, climbing, running, enjoying my friends. Of course, a little bit drinking to enjoy it. And after, it's gonna be 3 weeks of training in Paris, then 1 week home for a rest too, and then the last training camp in Paris and the beginning of the Olympic Games. So I'm looking forward to be on the start line, like I said before, and I'm really I really want to enjoy the games in Europe.
That was Martin Dougoud, winner of the men's kayak cross in Krakow. He will be representing Switzerland at the Olympics in Paris. He talked to us from home in Pau, France. Finally today, a special guest, Noemie Fox. Long overdue in chatting with her, and a silver medal in kayak cross in Prague cemented both the National Federation spot as well as her selection to represent Australia in Paris.
I think it's still hard to find the right words to describe how special that race was in Prague, and how incredible it feels to really come out on top and to secure that quota spot for Australia and qualify my place at the Olympic Games, and to join Jess, my sister, on the Olympic team, as well as Tristan Carter and Tim Anderson. It's, I think as an athlete, you always dream about those moments to come out on top and for all your hard work to pay off at that perfect time. And for me, that's really what that race was in Prague. I think there were so many sacrifices we had to make and plans that we had to put into place to really to go for that quota spot. And it kind of all started back in London at the World Championships, when I had to forfeit my individual canoe slalom events, which was really incredibly hard to do so at the time. And then I think I'm just so grateful to have had a team that really supported me and helped me seize those opportunities. And I think, I'm really proud of myself for, no matter how slim that opportunity felt back in last year, it felt so slim, it felt so unattainable, it felt so hard, and now, to have committed that whole time, to have just kept on working and really seized every single opportunity to try and make that Olympic dream come true. I think for it to all happen at the right time in Prague, it's just truly the most special win for me, and one that I'll remember for the rest of my life. I actually wrote, some of my fears and stresses to work through them before the event. And one of them was lining up next to Kimberly Woods, world champion in kite cross, and Camille Prigent, silver medalist at the World Championships in kite cross, and also Nikita Setchel, who was a European Championships medalist. And I think I manifested it because we ended up in the same semi-final, and that was something that, I look back at my mental state and I was so focused, I was so ready, I knew this could happen. And yeah, I think that sort of delivery on the day and that sort of mental focus is something I haven't really been able to execute before. So to do that on the day is something, again, I'm super proud of. But it was definitely a whirlwind of emotions, and so special to be able to share that with my whole family and the rest of the Australian team and my support crew. And I think something that was probably the most touching was the international community, the amount of people that came up to me saying, you've got this, you can go get it. And all the messages I received from, my fellow athletes was super special, and I'm still kind of going through them now. But yeah, definitely a roller coaster of emotion, and extremely hard to actually end the day finding out the news that my grandpa Fox, so my dad's dad, Roger, passed away. And he found out just in time that I had qualified for Paris, and he was actually meant to be there to support Jess and I. He had his tickets for slalom, and then when he found out that I was going for the kayak cross, he believed in me since the start, and he extended his trip because he knew I might make it, and he had those tickets booked. But sadly, his health deteriorated extremely quickly, and I found out that evening that he passed away. So it was definitely an extremely challenging low after an unbelievable high. And I think, the fact that he found out just in time made it super special.
That was Noemie Fox. She will be representing Australia in women's kite cross at the Olympics in Paris. She talked to us from Lyon, France. A universal outpouring of emotions to add to Noemie. We are all thinking of the extended Fox family. I have known Roger for close to 40 years, and no secret that I wouldn't be doing this podcast if it had not been for his influence. I am planning a separate dedicated future episode. So overall, World Cup Series leaders after 3 races are Jess Fox in women's canoe and kayak, Anatole Delessus from France in men's kayak, and Matti Benes from Slovakia in men's canoe. We also have latest world rankings. Jess Fox is number 1 in women's canoe and kayak, Jiří Priskevec from the Czech Republic in men's kayak, and Luka Bozic from Slovenia in men's canoe. Thanks to my guests today, Joe Clarke, Martin Dougoud and Noemie Fox. Our next episode will capture results and interviews from this week's 2024 Junior Under-23 World Championships in Liptovsky Mikulas, Slovakia. I'm John Gregory. Thanks for listening. We are preparing our daily episodes through the Olympics in Paris. Stay safe.
That's it for now, but please subscribe to the podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or Audible. And please don't forget to share and leave a review too. In the meantime, keep it fast and clean.